Cindy's Kitchen. Today I'm going to show you another way to cook chicken legs, otherwise known as drumsticks. So basically I have taken a package of drumsticks and rinsed them off and put them on some paper towels to dry off. And this is a very simple recipe. I got it off I looked it up on Google, and it's from Eating on a Dime. And for some reason the webpage for the recipe was like looking at a disco ball because it had so much ads. I just did a screenshot of it so I could refer back to it without having to fish through about 30 different ads. That's my only complaint about online recipes. But anyway, it calls for a tablespoon of paprika. Paprika is really good in many different recipes. A lot of barbecue recipes call for paprika. So I'm going to put a tablespoon of paprika and a teaspoon of cumin. Some people pronounce it cumin like a cue ball or using the Q letter, but since the Spanish version of it is cumino, I've started calling it cumin. So anyway, there's a teaspoon of cumin, and then we have a teaspoon of garlic salt. And I found this new garlic salt called Kinder's. It's called Master Salt. It's got garlic, sea salt, and butter, which is really good on roast vegetables or potatoes or meat. So I'm going to put that in the recipe. And it also calls for a cup and a half of barbecue sauce, and I have this Kinder's barbecue sauce that I got at Costco recently, and it calls for a cup for it to cook in the crock pot, and then the additional half cup is for after the chicken legs have cooked, more as a glaze. So for now I'm going to rub the spices together. There's one little blob of cumin that doesn't want to break up here, but that's okay. I'll smash it and make it cooperate. Alright, so once I get my hands dirty, I don't want to have to handle the barbecue sauce bottle, so I'm going to measure out a cup of barbecue sauce. So when you measure a liquid, you need to use a pitcher style because liquid and dry measure differently.
It doesn't matter what kind of barbecue sauce. Nope.
Your family favorite. You can make homemade barbecue sauce or you can use a commercial bottled sauce. I just figured we have this on hand because this is one of our favorites. So I'll use this in the recipe. So that's a cup of barbecue sauce. And then an additional half cup for later after the legs have cooked in the crock pot. So I am going to sprinkle the dry rub on the chicken legs. And then I'm going to rub it in. Just kind of rub it onto the chicken legs. And then I'm going to dump them in the crock pot. And then after you dump them in the crock pot, you cover them in the cup of barbecue sauce. And then you let it cook on on low for 6 hours or 3 hours on high. I think low and slow is better for meat. So I usually try to start it early enough in the day that it can cook on low.
So again, just to reiterate, you cook it on low for
6 hours. So
yeah. This is the kind of dish that you could like put together and then go out and run errands and.
Yep. Or you can set it up in the crock pot the night before and then put it on to cook in the morning before you head out for work or a day running errands, which a lot of us do. I rely on my crock pot a lot because I'm busy. So let me wash my hands off. I mean, the original slogan for a crock pot was, it cooks all day while the cook's away. I think that describes it perfectly. And because some of the seasoning came off on the paper towel, I'm just going to put a little bit more garlic salt in it. Because I'm really fond of garlic salt.
So how much is a crock pot for someone to get to you?
They tend to run about between $30 and $40.
Okay.
But they often go on sale. I'm gonna get another little scraper, scrape out the sauce here. All right, and then I'm going to stir the chicken legs in the barbecue sauce a little bit, just to make sure they're coated. All right, and then we're going to plug it in and set it for 6 hours on low. This outlet has a safety feature on it, so before it's kind of been a little fussy, doesn't want to open up. So 6 hours on low, and that's it. So once you get dinner on to cook, you can go about your day, and then when the chicken legs are ready for the next step, which is glazing and then putting them in the oven for a few minutes, we'll come back. So for now, like and subscribe and share to your friends and give us your feedback, and we'll be back with you soon. Alright, we're back, and the chicken drumsticks have been cooking for 6 hours in the crock pot. Now we're going to put them in the oven, glazed with a little bit of barbecue sauce, in order to finish them off.
Mmm.
So.
Smells so good.
Yeah, look at that. They're almost fall off the bone tender.
Wow. And they were just in that crock pot for
6 hours.
6 hours.
Again, it was a dry rub followed by bottled barbecue sauce poured on them. And they're literally falling off the bone in here. You don't necessarily need to do the oven step, but I think it'll finish them off nicely with a nice glaze.
So if you want to eat them from this point on, you can.
Yeah. And we made a different version, whereas the sauce was made from ketchup and soy sauce and brown sugar. But this one was with bottled barbecue sauce. A little different recipe, but just as yummy. I found the one with the soy sauce to be a little salty, so I decided to try a different one. But the same concept. The crock pot chicken legs. So it says we have the half a cup of barbecue sauce, because the whole recipe calls for 1.5 cups. This is the half a cup we did not use. So it says to brush them with half the barbecue sauce.
Mmm. So you use the 1 cup
In the crock
in
pot.
the crock pot, and then a half a cup out of the crock pot.
Right, to finish them off. And it says to broil them, but I don't like the broil function on my oven, so I'm just going to put them on at 400 degrees so they can bake a little bit.
Now,
So-
how long are you going to bake them for?
Well, it says 5 to 10 minutes, so that's what it looks like.
Oh my gosh.
Doesn't that look yummy?
That looks delicious.
All right. Then we'll put them in the hot oven. So there's that, and then we'll come back with you and show you what they look like when they're completely ready. And I glazed them the one time with the barbecue sauce and cooked them for about 5 to 10 minutes in the oven. They are so soft and falling off the bone tender that trying to flip them over, I don't think they really needed the extra barbecue sauce, so we're just going to have Logan do a taste test. And I don't know if we want to give him a fork, because they're too hot to pick up.
Yeah.
And then that way he can taste them.
You got a fork?
And you can blow on them so you don't scald your mouth. But they are fall apart tender.
Yeah, look at that.
It just falls right off. Mm-mm. Impressive.
Barbecue chicken.
I don't want to burn my mouth. Delicious. Put my mouth on fire.
Hot.
Yeah, hot. Very hot.
So, I'll hold the camera so you can try them.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if you want to use a fork. They're hot. Kind of like eating a wing. What do you think?
They're good. They're good.
Yep, very good. All right.
They're good.
Okay. I was trying to get a view of both you and the plate.
There you go.
All right. Okay. So now, all right. So that is our crock pot barbecued chicken drumsticks. So it has been pouring since dinner time last night. So almost 24 hours. It was raining. It stopped briefly this afternoon, but we were able to enjoy some nice barbecue chicken legs inside the house on a rainy day. So it's a nice, quick, easy meal. You could even set it up before you leave the house for errands or work.
As long as you're still enjoying his chicken.
Oh, yeah. So anyway, please make sure you like and subscribe and share to your friends and give us your feedback. And we look forward to seeing you again real soon.
Thank you for watching Miss Cindy's Kitchen. To get more recipes like this one, subscribe to the channel and hit the bell for notifications when new videos are uploaded. Share it out to your friends, family, neighbors, and leave us a comment to let us know how this recipe worked for you. And don't forget to hit that like button. Again, thank you for watching Miss Cindy's Kitchen.